So this is Palestine Street. We take it every day. It's a great street, residential street, historic street with great houses, historic houses and so on. And what does it have to do with the situation in the Middle East region? What's the fate of Israel if humankind is no more? Well, sorry, human beings are also, some are good people, and good people deserve. And so there would be an injustice to treat it all, and except for the good people. So the good people also die. They die in their sleep, peacefully, hopefully. They die, for instance, of an ischemic transitory accident during their sleep, or during a dream, or they die, they collapse in the street like this, and they don't reanimate. Anyway, good people die too, and what's the problem with reincarnation? Is it true? Is there a soul in the body that survives death? No. Most probably not. The voyage is an organic voyage. And because humankind refuses to learn about information, to learn profoundly about information, it couldn't get past the organic life. So now, the signal is not lost for everyone because the taxi still exists for something, someone else. This ray of light exists, it's deviated from the earth, but it's the response. So it's going to land on another world and do there what it was not supposed to do. And the result of this are the desperation of many people who should have stayed alive to help us and who died. For instance, Alexandre Adler, who died too early because he would have welcomed us, helped us. So the catastrophe is permanent, it's there, and the mistakes you make. We don't do mistakes anymore. Maybe we did in the beginning, but nowadays we don't make mistakes. We correct our mistakes. We try to remain with an open view, to stay open to the novelty that could arrive, and so to modify the theory if we see the outcome is impossible or really negative. We could try to modify it. So we're going to try to modify this actual universe to make the signal appear again. So this time, it's not on the real world. It's not on the quasiverse we call for this rescue from the exterior. It's from the exterior itself. And where are they? We are still waiting. Maybe we're not ready, then not coming. We remain in the same ballpark of the explanations given before. Creating a signal from the future, from a position that has been cancelled in the future, is impossible without violating the laws of physics. Of course, it means we have to send a message in the future faster than the encryption, which is the expansion of space-time itself. And we have a problem because we cannot get outside. It's not an atmosphere. We could get outside like a ballistic missile to re-enter the atmosphere and benefit the speed of the absence of the atmosphere to transfer faster to its target. We cannot do this in a quasiverse, in a universe, in a natural world. This is why, if we have to do this ever, it has to be a qubits universe. And so problem with the anti-de Sitter solutions Leonard Susskind found. And it's a duality, it's functional and all. And Liz Moulin asks the question, what is matter? And also asks the question, what is this Planck grid? And why is it equal to 1? Well, why does physics give to this value unity, when unity to this value would mean an equality of what's after the Planck grid and what's before? After the Planck grid, it's God's domain. We have no idea, we don't have a theory where quantum physics and general relativity would bear the same fruit. So, what did we do? We don't remove the Planck grid. We're not physician enough to calculate all this. But we can say the proportion is not equal before and after this seizure, because God has the upper hand. So it's necessarily there's a sign, a positive sign somewhere, or in addition, maybe just a boson somewhere in this little one where a dry ice putsch is ready to blow itself towards this other configuration where a good person died because the ray of light we were supposed to transmit was lost for nothing outside in the void of the universe, fell into another world where it shouldn't have, and this caused a lot of trouble for the parity to equilibrate, to restitute the solution that God decided before, or that the configuration of the parameters of the universe as the symbolical logical universe is entirely a parametric universe. There's nothing but parameters in an equation written on a paper. This is all in an expression, drops falling. This is what it means. Notes on a page of paper. So we understand now, as physicists have always have, physics is a creation of culture, and physics describes the world and making it real, as it discovers it or as it writes it down in notes, describing what it thinks, what it calculates, what it envisions. Most of physics paper are just bunkers. They're just imagination, beautiful imaginations. And the sum of this physics makes the universe what it really is. So, writing better physics makes better possibilities for the future of the universe. And we had modest playing this, we had a few ideas, and they appear if you look at the page and you think a bit abstractly, they appear every day in the archive of the physics papers, unpublished physics papers written by authors who are imaginative but who are not destined to become Leonard Susskind, Liz Moulin, or the big physicists of tomorrow if they don't envision the whole picture. And envisioning the whole picture is writing more physics studies, study more abstractions. So we don't study abstractions. We don't progress. We've studied abstraction quite much. We've progressed quite much. And you don't want to benefit this progress again. How would you manifest this progress? You would manifest this progress by meeting the criteria. Meeting the criteria for us, to us, which would be the phone ringing, hello, and so on. It doesn't ring. And the last message we got was you awaited at this institution for the definitive lockup. So you see, we have reasons to worry. It happened in the past. conditions have not changed, it would happen in the future if we didn't defend it. So we defended how? By cutting the signal. I was not cut, son Lawrence Cohen. He was not cut, he was cut. He wrote song after he read us, after someone tell him it was interesting to read, and we couldn't understand because we were told never to understand such things. If you understand something like this, you go to the institution. And it remains today to the day. What we do here is totally illegal in France. We are thinking too hard. So hard, they can't even arrest us. And psychiatry now is leveraging the employer force of a strategy to finally get to catch us. And we have no doubt authorities also calculate the plan to catch us. And what we read in the press is not good. What we read in the press is, it is cancelled. You and this as well is cancelled. So if this as well is cancelled, where are we? Back to what? To war and this misery. So today we checked it out real quick. Iran has understood this problem and is trying to configure a Muslim world that would be able to erase the memory of the Shoah. This effort, of course, fails. Militarily, if it were to become, which we not. And the consequence of this is, if there is no quasiverse, there is no Shoah in the future. So, we are not attached to the Shoah by family tradition. We are attached to the Shoah because we were born there. Watching these images, being spanking for thinking about it, and so on. This is what we say all the time. Our quantum calculator has a destination which cannot be reprogrammed. We said it in April. We were not in the proper configuration. Maybe we were, but somehow the universe thought we weren't. No. The society cut us down, killed. Peace, French society, the French police, with orders given by the French government through the French prefecture of police d'Ille-et-Vilaine, gave the order to arrest the attempt to cancel the retaliation, which didn't kill anyone, but cost a lot of money and estranged a little more the possibility of a peace, be it an armed peace, be it a deterrence peace. What France did in April in arresting us was precipitating the catastrophe, the future catastrophe, because we spent 1 month trying to erase the fact that we had written our name on this manuscript and we don't understand it and we don't want to write it. As we explained, we don't have a name. It's not us, it's the family's name, and the family still exists, and we're too old to use a pseudonym, so we go by codes, like the people, and this is what Jacquet and are. Our pseudonyms are not names, they are common names, re-employed. This is the difference. Human beings invent new names when they take pseudonyms most of the time. It cannot be faked, and we are not able to invent a name. We employ a combination of the letters of our name to get registered in the intelligence system 35 years ago, 30 years ago, and we never used it. We used pseudonyms, which are common names, really important. And this makes a difference between human beings and the other people. The other people all have differences that sign the fact that they are not human beings. So they are born human beings, and so if they are not human beings, born human beings, it means they have been exploited to the point to be alienated from their humankind, from their humanity. And this is the object of what becomes not the central quest. We said it was a secondary quest, but it becomes a necessity to go forward if we want to create a signal anew and do it an entirely different way without the necessity to go public and social. We have to think about what we need to do. And for Iran, it means bolstering its hope on the deterrence acquired already, separate from the terrorism it tries to combat, because you cannot do one thing on the one hand and the other on the other hand without getting noticed, and stop its nuclear program, while Israel must end this terror combat really quick to install just peace in the region, to reconstruct Gaza and make development come to the Middle East region, in a whole Middle East region. So Iran has already begun with Iraq to reconcile the Shiites and the Sunnis, as we explained yesterday, and now this morning, Iran is trying to make the Lima erase Israel. It's a temporary setting of Iran, and you will see the Arab world will insist that Israel is not of the erasable goods in this world. And they understood long ago, Sunnis understood long ago, that this welcome party of Israel in this region, which didn't happen 8 years ago, would have one day to happen, or otherwise there would be a big problem, which is Israel and Shoah has become the reason, the cause of the Big Bang. So if we erase the cause of the Big Bang, we disappear. We have disappeared in the mind of so many people. We barely exist in our own feeling of existence. And all those people have one property, especially, they don't access their degrees of freedom, their interior degrees of freedom anymore. They don't think anymore freely in their mind. They're driven by their socials, they're driven by their world, by a lot of parameters who estrange them from being themselves. And so, humankind in the future is a robot managed by an IA who figured it out, who decided enough was enough, and to cut the line. So we arrived in the center of the city. We have talked this bit, we are going to publish it. Good appetite.